Okay. Very good morning, guys. Okay. So yesterday we just been started up a discussion talking about UI designing. And what did I say? If at all you want to design your user interfaces, if at all you just want to design the user interfaces, mainly the user interface for taking the input from the user, the user input, for the user interface for taking the input from the user. And if at all you want to design these user interfaces, mainly we used to develop them with the help of HTML controls. And apart from HTML controls, we can also just use two other options like that here. What is it? HTML helpers, strongly typed HTML helpers. See, we design user interfaces in any application for taking input from end users or displaying the results, either to take the input or to display the results. Designing of a user interface in web application is performed with HTML. Designing of a user interface in web applications is performed with HTML. We do it with the HTML, which provides with a set of controls. What it provides you? A set of controls. Whereas in ASP.NET MVC, we call user interfaces as views. So what we call them? We call them as views now. And we can design them by using any of the below options. Any of the below options. What are the options you have? HTML controls, HTML helpers, strongly typed HTML helpers. Okay, we'll see all three, guys. We'll see all the three how to work with. I wanted to create a new project. I'm just telling you again, repeating, still I cannot go slow. If I still go slow, it will take 6 months to complete. I'm repeating this multiple times that if you want me to still go slowly, I can't help you guys. Yeah. Let's create a project, man. Create a new project. ASP.NET Web application. I'm naming it as MVC UI designing. I'm naming the project as MVC UI designing. Yeah, our own folder. Create. What to choose? Empty, MVC, uncheck the remaining checkboxes. Create. Look, guys, I want to add a controller in my project, my first controller. So add a controller. We'll name this controller as EMP controller. Okay, employee controller, EMP controller. And yeah, What I want to do is, I want to write a method, guys. What is the method? Public view result add EMP. Public view result add EMP. Return view. Simple method. When I call this method, which method? Add EMP, it has to launch me a view. It has to launch me a view for taking the employee details. For taking the employee details. Are you clearer or not? It has to launch me a view for taking the employee details. This is my requirement. I just want to take the employee details. So I want to create a view now. So right click, add view, MVC 5 view, add. The view is added. Okay. Now after adding the view, what you do, you design the view now. Guys, when designing the view, what you're required to do? You're required to first use a form tag, because what do you need of the form tag? Form is a container. Form is a container of your controls. And when your controls are present in form only, they will be sent to the server. They'll be sent to the server. All of you who learned desktop applications, GUI, Windows forms, there also, see, recollect yourself. You put all your controls on a form. Even who learned ASP.NET web forms, there also, you put all your controls on form only. Form is the root. Without a form, you cannot design a GUI. So form is the root. And if all controls are present in form only, it will be submitted to server. Okay, form. What next? ID is equals to F1. Name is equals to F1. This is what I was telling you, remember? What is that? You're going to give an ID and name, and both are going to have the same name. You're going to use a ID and a name, and both are going to have the same name. One ID, one name. Okay. And also, method is equals to post. What is method is equals to post? In your HTML classes, your teacher might teach you already about this one. What is that method? What is a method basically is how you want these values to be transported to the server. How you want these values to be transported to the server. And while transporting to the values to the server, a browser will adopt two options here. One is post method, one is get method. One is a post and one is a get method. What is get method? Get method means all the values will be concatenated to the address bar as a query string. You remember query string? Huh? They'll be concatenated and you can see the values in the address bar now. You entered a user ID, you entered a password. All these values will be visible to you in the address bar. Second option is post. Post means, in this case, the values are sent to the server in the background without showing them to users. Without showing them to the users. The values will be sent in the background without showing to the users. And what is the default method? If I don't write this one, the default is get. If I don't write this, the default is get. If I want to post, I require to explicitly write the post. Are you clearer or not? Okay. So basically, that's what ID, name, method. And other thing is action. What is action? Action means you're filling the values here. Here I'll design a UI, guys. I'll design some text boxes to you now. I'm filling the values. When you click on the submit button, the values goes to server now. Now you're required to specify the name of the action method on the server who is going to take your results. Are you getting my point or not? What you required to specify? The name of the action method who is going to take your results. Suppose you want to write a method here called as save EMP. You want to write a method called as save EMP. The save EMP has to take all the data and save it. Are you clear? Then you're required to write that here. How? Sorry. You're required to write that information here. How? EMP slash save EMP. What is the meaning? When you click on this button, it will interact with a method. Which method? Present in EMP controller, and submits all the values in a post mechanism. ID and name. Basically, this ID and name for a form are not important. The ID and name for a form are not important. For controls, it is important. For form, it's not important. So mainly, if you give one attribute, it's okay. ID equal to method equal to. But remember, for text boxes and all, you require to give both ID also, name also. Don't forget it. Okay. For form, name is not important. One attribute, anything, ID or name, anything. ID is okay. Just give the ID, method equal to. And now here, write your code for creating the text boxes. Write your code for creating the text boxes now. Okay, how do you create text box? You know in HTML now how to create a text box? Watch, guys. Look, I'm giving a text, enter employee ID. What I'm putting? Type is equals to text, name is equals to next employee name. Name, job, salary. And you see ID and name both are having the same value only. Have you noticed it? Make sure both are having the same value. This is simple HTML here. I'm not going to give any explanation for this. You learned in your HTML classes. Next, two buttons. One is submit button and one is reset button. Add one submit button and add one reset button. And for submit button, reset button, IDs and names are not required at all. Are you clearer or not? So like this, we are just going to create a method now. Okay. Now let us call it. Which method? Add EMP. Run. Open the address bar /EMP /add EMP. Call the method. The view launches. Got it. Now I will enter the ID as 1001, the name as Raju, the job as manager, the salary as some 50,000. Now when I click on the save, what do you expect? When you click on the save, what do you want? All these values should go to server now. And on the server, the data should be saved. Are you clear? Means these values should be sent to an action method. You need to send all the values to under which the save code is going to be pressed. Clear? So now we did not write that method here, but observe the address bar. Are you guys clearer or not? Where you went? Save EMP. Okay now? Just hold on. Watch here. I am removing the method attribute here. I'm removing the method attribute. If you remove the method attribute, the default method is get. So what is get? Watch. Fill in the details again. Okay, fill in your details. Click on see the address bar. That is called as get. Get means all values will be concatenated. Understood or not? All values will be concatenated to the URL. Will be concatenated to the URL as a query string. Question mark. ID is equals to. What is that ID? The ID is nothing but your control name. Your control name, your control value, key value page will be sent to server. That is what? This ID is not the ID. The ID is the name of the control. Are you clearer what I'm telling you? ID is the name of the control. Okay, all of you, just notice it one. I'm removing the name attribute for this text box. I'm removing the name attribute for this text box. See there. ID is missing or not? So did you understand? Name is important if you want to read the control value on the server, not the ID. If ID is not present, also it will work. But when do you need ID? If you want to write any JavaScript validations on the code, if you want to write any JavaScript validations on the control, then what is important? ID is important. But as of now, if I don't have any validations, what is important? Name is important. Shall I remove the ID? Watch. Understand here. Learning, first you need to understand why each attribute is required first. Okay. Now re-enter all the things again. ID is present. So the ID attribute did not have any impact here now. So what attribute has the impact? Name attribute has the impact, not the ID attribute. Okay. So are you guys clearer or not? Okay, let me add it back. Now, did you understand get and post? What happens in post? The values are sent to server in post also, but not visible to user. In get, they are visible to the user. In get, what happens? They are visible to the user. In post, they are not visible to the user. So that is the difference between your get method and the post method. Whether these values are visible or not visible. That is decided by the get or post in this context. Are you guys clearer or not? Understood about that? Okay. So that's what exactly the get and post is. Anything confused? Sir, what happens if I don't give action here? What happens if I don't give action here? What happens if I don't give action? Nothing, guys. If you don't give action here, if you don't give the action here, by default, it will submit the data back to same page. Did you understand or not? If you don't give the action here, by default, the values will go to the same page. It is just going to take you the values to the same page only if you don't give the action in this context. Watch it, all of you. Refilling all the values. Add EMP. Understood? You can give a different name or you can give the same name also. Got the point or not? You can give a different name or you can give the same name also. Okay. So that's what. See, generally, if you give the same name, if you give the same name for the method, then no need to specify the action attribute. What is enough? ID. Method is required. Why? Security is important. Huh? Method is equals to tomorrow. These are normal values. Sorry, if the password is there. Password is a mask text box. But in the address bar, you will see the password now. Someone standing behind you will see the password in the address bar now. Danger, nah. So that's why the method should always be post. If you don't say, that is get by default. Now I made it as post. Any confusion with any attribute? Are you clear? So guys, now I need to write a method to take the input. Correct? Huh? Yes or not? What method? Any method you like. Any method you like. But generally, without writing one method for add, one method for saving, we write two methods with the same name only. We write the two methods with the same name. Observe, guys. Public view result. Okay. The method name is also add EMP. But this method will take the parameters. What parameter? ID, name, string job, and double salary. Double salary. Now the four values will come into these four attributes now. How, sir? Because the control names are matching with the parameter names here. Matching or not? Control names are matching. This only I said. You are a previous example. I went to route configure. That's not the right way here. I'm telling you step by step each and every process. The correct process now. What's it tomorrow? Design your user interfaces. User will fill the data. The value should come into your application. Did you catch my point? Yes or not? So are your control names matching with the parameter names here? Yes, they are matching. Because they are matching, all the four values will automatically come and sit under the four attributes. Will come and sit under the four attributes. But here, guys, two methods with the same name. Overloading conflict occurs. Yes or not? To differentiate that only, I said you this already. Call this method for HTTP GET and call this method for HTTP POST. Not action name. No need action name now. What is it? HTTP GET, HTTP POST. Action verb. What is that? Action verb. What is this? The first method should be called executed for GET request. Don't be confused with your method get and post away. So many people have confusion on this particular thing only. Not talking about method get, method post here. What is HTTP GET? HTTP GET means GET request. You open a browser, type the URL. You type the URL for what? You open a browser and type some URL for what? For getting the page now. That is called GET request. Means I'm sending a request to get the page. Which page? Add EMP. Now I'm filling the data, clicking on the button. This is not called GET request. This is called POST request. What is that? We are posting the data to the server. What are we doing? Posting the data to the server. Posting the data in the sense, sending the data to the server. That is called as POST. Means for a GET request, this method will execute. For a POST request, this method will execute. Let me comment these two statements, guys, and run the code. EMP, add EMP. See there, conflict. Ambiguous call. Understood? The call is ambiguous. And to resolve it, okay, come on. So first GET request will invoke you the GET method now. Shall we put a breakpoint here? Yeah, one breakpoint here, one breakpoint here. Come on, run. I'm just going to type the URL. Okay, watch guys. /emp/add-emp. I'm sending a request to get my page now. So when I hit my enter, it'll go to the GET request. See there, where you came. HTTP GET method, view launches. Okay, now fill the data. Now fill your data. Okay, now once you fill your data and click on the save, it will go to the post action method now. Check guys, it came to the post action method. And not only this one, see the beauty. ID, name, the job, and the salary. All values automatically came here now. Wow, no need to read query string, request, no need any all this now. The values that directly came up to your things. What you want to do? Save the data, write the code for saving the data. Are you guys clearer or not? Now write the code for saving the appropriate data. If at all your intention is to save, write code for saving the data. Okay, guys, I'm not going to save the data. I'm just only going to call. I'll say view data of ID is equals to ID. View data of name is equals to name. Next, view data of job is equals to job. And finally, view data of salary is equals to salary. Okay, now after that, finally, return view. Which view? Another view to show the output now. I understand here. I want to create another view to show the output. I will name the view as display EMP. Any name, guys. What name I used in my code? Okay, I named it as display EMP1. I named it as display EMP1. This is the name. Any name, guys, you like it. Now create a view here. And in the view, show me all the 4 values now. You already know this code now. What is the difference? In the previous example, I manually typed the values in the address bar. How did I type? 101 slash shoes slash some 3500. This is how I typed. But today, I'm not typing it like this. Going forward, user won't type anything here. User will be given with a UI. User will fill the values. ID, name, price, click on the button, the values comes to the server. Once it comes here, where to jump? Display EMP1. Let's add a view. Display EMP1. Add. And here, write the code for showing the data. Write code for showing that particular data. I'm going to show in a table format here. A simple table format. Employee details, ID, name, job, salary. And you remember this? I can store in a view data, access in a view bag. Possible now? So here see, we are using a view bag. Finally, a link to go back to main page again. Which page to run first? Add EMP. Watch it. See the address bar. What are you running? Sorry, guys. I'll remove the breakpoints. What are you running? Get request. Correct. Fill the details here. Fill the details here. Click on save. What is launched? Display EMP1 no sir. View names are not visible to user anytime. This is what I said to you. View names are not shown to user. What it shows is only action method name. What is the action method? EMP. But what it called? Display EMP1. Any confusions with get and post? Are you clear? So this is the correct process. What you will be working going forward. No more routes. No more typing in address bars. Are you clear? For everything, what you'll have is a UI. You have a UI. Fill the data in the UI and submit it. And if you want to read the values on the server, make sure your control names and your parameter names are same. Understood? Sir, can I use? Means you declared 4 parameters now. Without declaring the 4 parameters, do you have any other option available? Yeah, we have multiple options available to read that values, guys. I shown you all those things from the last few days. What are the multiple options? I'll tell you. Another way how you can read this particular values is without reading each and every value. Okay, just a minute, guys. This post method, I'm commenting. I'm just commenting. I will rewrite this method. I will rewrite this particular method in a new style. Okay, watch it. Public view result. What is the method name? Add EMP. What you can do, you can pass an option called as form collection FC. You can take a class called form collection. So this class form collection provides access to all 4 values to you. How to read the values? Watch it. View data of ID is equals to FC of what is your control name? ID. Same process. View data of name is equals to FC of name. Next. View data of job is equals to FC of job. Next. View data of salary is equals to FC of salary. So you'll be wondering here, sir, what is this form collection? Nothing, guys. Form collection is a class. Form collection is a class. Where did you put all these controls inside of a form only? That is only form collection means. It is going to get you a collection of all the values in the form now. And from there, you can pick the value FC of P. And what you get is the value. Finally, what? Return view. I will create you another view, guys. Display 2. Are you clearer or not? Okay, like this also, we can read your values. How you can read? Form collection. What the advantage? Advantage is, if tomorrow 10 text boxes are there, I don't require to use the 10 parameters now. How many parameters are there? One only. So all values will be provided to you inside of the form collection to you. You can just take the help of the form collection and launch off now. Oh, display EMP na. Okay, no need another one. I'll call up the same thing. Display EMP 1 only. Or no need another one. I'll call up the same thing. Display EMP 1. Is it clear? Okay. So now came here, but here parameters are there, but here form collection is there. Put a breakpoint. Come on, let's run again. Watch. Save. Guys, watch. All values are loaded into the form collection. How many? There are 4 values inside of the form collection. Here we have a results view. Check out. Check out. You can see all values inside of the results view. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, like this, we can get the access to each and every value that is available for you inside of the form collection. All values inside the form collection are accessible. What are you doing now? You're assigning and finally calling display EMP1, same output now also. Clearer, huh? This is another way how you can read the values. Option 1, option 2, form collection. At a time, all values. Third, what is the third option? Model binding. Yesterday we learned model binding. What's it? Define a class with the same 4 attributes now. The 4 text box values will come up to the 4 attributes of your class now. How to do? How to write? Public view result, add EMP, and here some class name you should take now. Some employee class. So let us define a class, guys. Let's add a model. The model, right? Model, add class. Give a name for your class, any name. I'm giving the name as employee. Okay, now in this class, declare all the 4 attributes. What is it? ID, name, job, salary. The 4 properties, define them with the attributes. Got it? Now, where is this? Yesterday I said you this point only. When you come to your controller, you're required to import the model namespace. What is the model namespace name? Dot models. And it did not import. But when I come here and type here employee, automatically that has to do. Sometimes it may not do it. Now it's not doing. Build your project once. Just a minute. Sometimes the changes may not reflect immediately. Build failed. Now coming. It should show you, guys. It should show you. Now coming. And see here, it will show you. When you select this, automatically imported. Am I clear? So don't forget, you're required to import the model namespace first. You're required to import the model namespace. After importing the model namespace, come here, employee EMP, some name. Now tell me one thing, all the parameters are matching here or not? Matching or not? Because they are matching, the 4 values will fall into this watch. Come on, let us run add EMP again. Wake him up. Sleeping in the classroom. I'll send you out of the classroom next time. You don't sleep in the night. Come to the class and sleep in the classroom. Check it out. All 4 values loaded. All 4 values loaded. See, you got them. How? Parameter names are same. Last class I changed the name and shown you the value did not come. Do you remember? ID I changed name. Their ID and see, that is the beauty of MVC of Microsoft. In any of the web technology, it doesn't happen. You need to read explicitly each value. Every text box value should be explicitly read. How? Request dot form of control name and get the value and assign to your things. But now, no need anything. Straight away, the values are coming up here. Okay, once the values are coming here, see guys, what I'm doing. I want to launch a view. Which view? Display 2, guys. Different view. Display 2. Comma. I'm passing the model object there. I'm passing the model object there. I'm directly passing the model object, not route value. It is a model object. See, read the parameter when you're typing. Don't blindly type off. Object model. What is it? The model that is rendered by the view. Okay, fine. Let us add a view, guys. Right click, add view. Not display, display EMP. Display any name, no problem, because matching that's how you guys are called display EMP1, and here I call display EMP. Right click, add view, display EMP2, click on the add button, first line, @model MVC. Oh, yeah. This is what, if you don't type it properly, again, you won't, nothing works. MVC, sorry, UI designing dot models dot employee. You're importing your class on the top now using model directive. Okay, now come, guys, watch it. Go to display EMP1, copy this table as it is and paste here. Now change this, not view bag dot. What is that? Model dot ID, model dot name, model dot job, and model dot salary. You can again verify what model refers to. Put your mouse. Model refers to employee, and ID integer, name string, job string, double. Type safe. That's what we learned already. Not only type safe, IntelliSense also works. ViewBag is a type safe, but IntelliSense will not work. ViewBag is a type safe, but IntelliSense will not work. But when you come to this one, type safe and IntelliSense support, both are available. Type safety is available. IntelliSense is also available to you in this case now. Once again, run your. Okay, all methods are same names here. Just only I shown you 3 different varieties of writing. Option 1, parameters. Option 2, form collection. Option 3, model binding. It is a model binding. You call them model binding. Okay, so this is much simpler. No need to take one value. Tomorrow, 10 or 20 values are there. I don't require to read 10, 20 values. At a time, I can pass this object there now. See now, you enter the values. Values came to action method. Action method I'm sending off to the queue. One object. But in the first and second case, for view backs or view data, whatever it is, you need to declare. But here, one line code here directly pass up this EMP. Are you clear? Sir, I want to access this EMP in multiple pages. Store that in a session. Store that in a session. Anywhere you go, it's accessible. For all users, store that in application. It's your choice now where you want to store it. Are you guys clearer? Okay. Yeah, we did not run it now. Come on, let's run once. Oh, what is the method? Add EMP. Same output only. Understood? Huh? Okay. You'll be getting the same output only in all the three cases. So have a look, guys. Yeah. First, I'm showing you designing a UI, a view by using HTML controls. Just a minute. How save button is working. Save is a submit button. You learned in HTML. When you click on the submit button, the page is submitted to server. Whenever you click on the submit button, the page is submitted to server. Where it has to go, that's what you specified in the action now. In the action, you're telling when you click on this, go to so and so method. If I don't tell, goes to same method, goes to same method. See, you don't require to specify anything explicitly. What is the button? This button is designed for submitting the page to server. Where it submits, sir, it will submit to a page what you specify here. How to specify? Action is equals to, and you're required to specify. What is your controller? EMP. What is the action method you want to go with? Add EMP now. Why you're telling save EMP? Add EMP. Are you clear? But you did not write that, sir. When I don't write default is that only. The default value. Why should I write? When should I write? I want to go to another method. Suppose I want to go to a method called, then I should write. But now, which method you want to go? What is your view name? Add EMP. Where you are going? Add EMP. No need to specify now. Directly it goes to add EMP. That is why I did not write. But if you want to go to some page, compulsory. But in the industry, that is a very important factor what you follow. What is it? You always have the same names. For get and post, you will always have the same names. Don't try to give different names. Why? One method you won't understand here. You have 20 methods. You have 20 get methods. You write 20 post methods. You have 20 get methods, 20 post methods. If the names are different, this 10 plus this 10, 20 names you require to remember. But in the process, what I said to you, you need to remember only 10 names now. Which one is better? Remembering 10 or remembering 20? Yeah. That's why I said you always follow the convention of using the same names. Don't change the names basically. Okay. Next. What is form collection? Form collection, see, this is a form. Inside of it, all are there. There is a collection now. Ray, what is the collection, guys? In general, I'm asking, what is the collection? A set of items, yeah. A set of controls. That's what we call as a form collection now. And all the form collection will come to server. From there, you can pick one by one value. How many are there? 4. All 4 will come there. One by one, you can read it. Form collection, can we access control values to multiple forms? Where you submit, there only you will access here. You are submitting to one page, there only you will access. What is multiple forms? If you want to access a multiple form, you need to store that in a temp data or a view data. That is different. Here it is the process. What you're learning is only sending to the server. That's all. After sending to the server, I want to use in one page or 10 pages. Again, that to come, what will come now? Our previous concept will come now. Store that in a temp data or view data or session or application based on your requirement. Form collection is only accessible to one form. That's all, not in all. You need to again store them in a view data, temp data, and use it in other places. Not collection of all forms in the project. Where collection of all forms came here. One form I'm showing you, or telling all forms now. One form, that's all. Did I say form collection or forms collection? Then why you will go for all forms now? English is very clear there, na? Form collection, that's all. Not forms collection. It is one form. And collection means not collection of all forms. Collection of controls in the form. Are you clear? What is confusion is that it refers to all the forms. Form collection means not all forms. Form collection means all controls in the form. Understood the point? Okay. Here it'll go back to home. It'll go back to home once you launch it. Fill the details. Save. Add new employee. Back to the pitch. How to set breakpoints in the code. Do you know C#, man? Or directly you started off with MVC? Yoganand. Do you know C#? At this level, you ask me how to write a code, sir, how to compile the code. I can't explain you. If you know C#, what is this question? How to set a breakpoint in the code? I said you all the shortcuts in the C# code, how to place a breakpoint. What is the shortcut for placing a breakpoint, guys? F9. You're required to put your cursor and hit F9 to place your breakpoint. If you know C#, you're telling me you didn't never practiced it then. You never practiced or you never debugged your code. Every day I say in the class, debug, learn it. That is only important. Tomorrow when you go to real time, debugging only will help you to understand existing code or to process the things. The compulsory, you must be very good in debugging. Google, man, Google how to debug and debug it. At this level, you say, sir, how to add a class in the project? That will waste my time. What? You should be learning all these things. That's why I said you in the first only. You should be good in all these things. And the problem with you guys, you know, you want, I should teach everything in the class. I should not leave anything. Second, I should not teach faster. Third, I should not take extra classes. If I take extra classes, 50% of the people will not come. Okay? Again, you ask, sir, when the class is completed? Everything you want. I mean, a machine, it is an injection to inject in your body. I hate this question first. Sir, when the class is completed? You want me to complete? I'll complete it tomorrow only. Go. You want to learn perfectly? Wait until I teach each and everything in detail. Okay? I hate that question. Yeah, don't ask me that question anytime. When the batch is completed? Completed today, go. I can't help you. And you want everything, nothing. If I leave anything, you'll ask, sir, you did not teach this there. If I take extra classes, you'll be again worried to come to the classes. And you want everything to be taught. You don't have the patience first. Okay. So coming back. Yeah, have a look. So option 1, using HTML controls. Add a controller. We are having a controller, EMP controller. Yeah, guys, watch it. 2 methods. Add EMP. Same name, add EMP. Now taking the 4 parameters: ID, name, job, salary. And here I decorated with HTTP get attribute. And one thing I'll tell you, for our convenience, to understand tomorrow, when you look at it, this is get this post. But remember, when you have the same name, for one method you use get, automatically second one will become post. One method you say post, automatically the other one will become get. But it's a good habit of writing on all the methods. But if you don't write, it will automatically take it as a get or post there. Okay, now this is a view you're adding. View to create the text boxes. Next, call add EMP. Get action method of EMP controller will launch add EMP. Understand? Call add EMP. Get action method of EMP controller will launch add EMP. Next, add EMP. It will go to the view. Next, on click of save button, it will work add EMP, post action method and launches display EMP view. Are you clearer? Okay. So what it launches you? Display EMP1 view. First you will get add EMP view and now you will get display EMP1 view. Okay. Next. What is the name? Display EMP1 and write the code. That code is simply a table to show all the data. And already you stored your values in the view bag here. Sorry, view data. And here I'm picking from. And this already explained to you in the last week. You store in a view bag, you can access it through view data. You store in a view data, you can access it through view bag. Bi-directional to and fro, anyway you can store and access the values. Next. Call it EMP, add EMP. In this example, action method parameter names are exactly matching with controller names of views. So that values entered in the controls will directly come into those parameters. But the drawback in this approach is when multiple controls on view, that's it now. 20 controls on the view, 20 parameters. Defined to the action method to read all those controls. So the parameter list will be lengthy and code gets complex. The code gets complex here. To overcome of reading each control value through an individual parameter, we can use form collection class as action method parameter and read values of each control present on the form. You can read the value of each control present on the form. How to use? To test this, rewrite the add EMP post action method. Don't rewrite, comment and write. So all will be there. Are you clear? Just I mentioned is rewrite, you don't rewrite it. Just put it and comment. So that tomorrow all code will be present for you. Okay. So rewrite the code. I said you. Yeah. Now you are using a form collection. Same again, same process, guys. What next? We can use model binding and capture all the values at a time in the view and pass to another view for displaying, which provides type safety and array without complicating of reading every value in the form collection again. The third simplest option is model binding. Go for using the model binding. So to do that, what is the first step? Add EMP class. Second step, rewrite add EMP post action method. Rewriting, guys. I'm rewriting the add EMP post action method. See, add EMP employee EMP. Okay. Now display EMP1. First line. Write the below statement at top of the view. Write the below statement at top of the view first. Okay. Now display all the values. @model.id, @model.name, @model.job, @model.salary. Again, on the click of it, you'll come up back to this. Again, same here. Add EMP. Get action method will launch add EMP view. On click of save button, it'll invoke add EMP post action launches display EMP2 view. Okay. So two separate views are what I just created for you in this. Display EMP1, display my total 3 views I created. One is add EMP view. Second one, display EMP view 1. And that only I used for parameters and form collection also. And display MP2, there I use for model bind. Because code is different. Code is different. That's why I just used a separate. Okay. All this process, what we learned is that designing our UI using HTML controls. Designing our UI using HTML controls. The second option, what you have is HTML helpers. HTML helpers. What are these HTML helpers and how do I use the HTML helpers in our code? Okay, guys, watch it. We are aware that in web application, we design user interfaces with the help of, and to simplify UI designing process, MVC provides us helper methods. And these methods will generate or render required. That is, the return type of these methods is a string that produces required HTML. That produces required HTML. These helper methods are equivalent to server controls in web forms. We have the same concept in web forms also, guys, and the same concept in MVC also. But there we call them as server controls, and here we call them as HTML helpers. HTML helpers. Already in the last class, I given you introduction for this. How to write, I said. @HTML dot text box. Simply, I'm giving ID. This is what I write. And what it renders? Is what it renders to you. So without you writing all the HTML code manually, you can take the help of HTML helpers. Simple method calls. These are simple method calls. You can call this method now. What is the method name? Text box. Like this, so many methods are there. Yesterday I shown you guys. Dot, list box, check box, radio button, password. Every method is available for you to generate you the required HTML code. Okay. Working with HTML helper syntax. @HTML dot text box string name. What's the written type? String. Not exactly string, but if you remember, that is HTML string. What is that? HTML string. I forgot the exact name. Sorry. I'll just a minute. @HTML dot text box or text area. It is MVC HTML string, guys. String only here. String only, but called as MVC HTML string. Okay, let us talk it like string only. Okay, no problems. Written type. See, @HTML text box ID. What is rendering? See, input text ID equal to name equal. Yes, now I shown you. Now here, all of us will get a doubt here. Sir, what is this @HTML? Did you get my question? Okay, just a second. Object obj is equals to new object. What I'm doing? I'm creating the instance of a class. Which class? Now, can I say @obj.getType? Yes or not? I'm calling a method now, @obj.getType. So what is obj? Instance of the object class. Where you created? I created here and I used here. Correct? Clearer or not? Same way, @HTML. This is also an instance. This is also an instance. Who created? Implicitly created. Who created? Implicitly created. Which class instance there? The instance is of a class called as HTML helper. What is the class name? Means without you creating, say, for example, watch, HTML helper, some HH is equals to new HTML helper. You created an instance now. Now what you say, @HH dot, and call the methods, correct? I want to call a method. What is the method? Text box. Okay. See, but what are you doing first? Creating a, without you creating this instance here, Microsoft has already created the instance for you and giving it now. And the name of the instance is HTML. So what is HTML? Instance of a class. Which class? HTML helper class. Who created? Implicitly created. So directly I can consume in my code now @HTML dot, and I can start calling the members of the class now. So that is the simplest process how you can just use. So guys, coming back, you can have a look. In the above case, @HTML is an instance of the class. Which class? HTML helper. Which namespace? System.web.mvc. And this class will generate the required HTML and returns it in the form of a string when we call methods of the class. And these methods are called as HTML helper methods. And all of them are extension methods. You learned about extension methods in C# class, remember? They all are extension methods. All these methods are extension methods to you in the code. If anyone doesn't have any knowledge on the extension methods, what is an extension method and how do you define? I have a YouTube video in our Naresh Shetty YouTube channel about extension methods. You can watch that. But I explained about all the C# students in the classes. I explained about the extension methods to you. If you want any clarifications, refer to my YouTube video in the Naresh Shetty channel. Is that clear? Okay, so it's all extension methods. And see the method list, guys. Begin form. What will it generate you? It will generate you begin form tag now. End form. Will generate end form tag now. Action link. Hyperlink here. Anchor tag. Checkbox. Hidden field. Password. Radio. Label. Text box. Text area. If anything you don't know, these two things you will not know. I'll talk about this. Display is like a span control for showing the output. That's all. Editor, I'll tell you about it. But rest of all you should know. Only two things you will not know here. That's all. One is display, one is editor. But rest of everything you must be clearly understanding. This will generate your starting tag of a form, ending tag of a form. This will generate your hyperlink, generate your checkbox, generate your drop down list, hidden like this. It is going to generate you all the things now. We'll start with begin form. Form. For every form, do you need any attributes? What are the important attributes? ID. Come on, ID. Array, name not required for form, I said. ID, name not required for form. Method, action. ID, method, action. These are the mandatory attributes. If I don't give action, default action is same. If I don't give method, default method is get. ID should be given. Correct now? Okay, put that in the mind. Come on, it's an overload method. See that. First method, no parameters. First method is having no parameters. Then you have a doubt. Sir, what is the action now? Same name, same form. Action is same only. What is the method? Post. Get no. It will generate post. Actually, post is secured here. HTML is giving get to you. Again asking you to change to post. That, but MVC, what is it doing? Directly generate post only. Directly generates you post only. If you don't specify anything, it will generate post, guys, not get. Did you catch my point? Next. ID, it doesn't generate any ID. It doesn't generate any ID. Why? If you want to generate that ID, basically you can just give a control, you can just explicitly specify the name for that. But generally in HTML, we write validations for a button. Oh, sorry, we write validation for text boxes and all these things, but you don't write any validation for form. Did you catch my point? We write validation for a text box. We write validation for a checkbox, radio button, drop down list, list box, password field. You write validation for form, huh? So name not present, ID not present also, no issues. ID not present also, no issues. ID and name are not mandatory for a form. ID and name are not mandatory for a form. Why? Name is to access this one. Why do I access form? I don't access form, I access control. Are you clear? ID is for writing validations in JavaScript. I don't write validations for form. I write validation for control. So control should have ID and name. For form, it's not mandatory. Okay. Second attribute, see. Action name, controller name is right here. Method name here. Controller name here. Third one. You have any route values, you can pass it here now. Fourth one. What do you want? Suppose you want to get to tomorrow. You need to tell that now. Default is post. Understood? Next. Method. Like this, we have different overloads for it. How to generate a form? Watch, guys. HTML dot begin form. Place your controls here. HTML dot end form. Okay, just for example, we will try this. Leave all this. We'll add a simple index action method here. Public view result index return view. Let's add a viewer. Add view. Check, guys. At the rate. Or you write HTML dot begin form. Not writing anything. Next, I want to place a text box here. Okay, we'll place it. We'll place it. Hold on. HTML dot end form. HTML dot begin form. HTML dot end form. Go to view page source. Check out. Generated, see what it generated. Default is same. Check yourself. Method is post by form. Are you guys clearer? Sir, I want to go to another controller. Which controller you're planning to go? I just wanted to go to a different controller. Then I can specify all the things now. I want to go to add EMP. I want to go to add EMP. Okay. That is present in EMP controller. That is present in EMP controller. Are you clearer? Run again. EMP, add EMP. Understood or not? Okay, so like this, I can just go for passing up the appropriate values, comma, method. It is asking for the method. Form method dot get. I'm writing the method as get. Method is get. Is it clear? Okay. Still, If at all you want to pass any route values tomorrow, you can pass it like this. How you can pass it like this? How is comma? We have one overload here for passing the route values. Object route values can be passed. How to pass? New of anonymous type case. Anonymous type. I can pass it as an anonymous type. Just for example, ID is equals to 1001. ID is equals to 1001. Okay. Route parameter. Got it? It's a route parameter, what it is going to define for you over there. So like this, you can just use the different overloads in this process. You have one more overload, you can specify the method also. That is get whatever it is. Understood how to create a form? Yes or not? And without writing like this, there's another simple way of creating a form. Without writing like this, there's another simple way of creating a form. How you know? At the rate using, just concentrate guys, at the rate using, it's a block. It is a block. Inside of it, simply say HTML dot begin form. Okay, run. Generated, see? Sir, you did not give py form. No need. That's what I'm telling you. We use a block here at the rate using. And here you say begin form. Automatically, this is taken as a block. Begin form, end form. No need to write end form again. So two styles, how you can write the code. Check out, guys. I mentioned all the two. Option 1. Begin form, place your controls here, end form. Option 2. Curly braces are there. It represents a block now. No need to write end form here. But you should use using statement, at the rate using statement. If you write like this, again, there is no need of writing a end form. Okay, now? Now, creating a label. See, guys, label. How to create a label? See, string value. String value. What is that label? Enter name. I want a name for this, sir. Second parameter, see. Sorry, second overload. What you can give? Name and value. I can give a name. I can give a value. Third overload. Name, value. What is HTML attributes? You learned CSS now. How do you apply CSS for a control? Written a .css file. How do you apply this to your control? Class here, class. I was telling you .css file I said na. Then why you still thinking to style attribute? Style is inline. Style is inline. What I said, did you write a .css file? If you write a .css inline, external, when it's external, how do you apply? Class is equals to, yes or not? That is what. Tomorrow, you have some HTML attributes like class attribute or anything if you want to apply. Not only class attribute, style attribute if you want to apply, then you can apply by using object HTML attributes. How, sir? Watch. Guys, have a look. HTML dot label. I want to give a name for it. I want to give a name for it. LBL name. Okay, na? What is the text? Enter name. Enter name. Okay, run this. Oh, I missed it. Sir, why you need this? This works like a print statement, printing the string on the monitor. It's printing the string because the return type is a string. That string should be printed. How to print? At rate will print you the result on the monitor. So go to your view page source and verify. What you generated is a label. What you generated is a label. Tomorrow you want to apply some styling for this, some attributes. Okay, then you can say, see what is it asking? New of, open the curly braces, and you can apply the styles you want. You can write style is equals to, okay, background hyphen color. Background hyphen color. I'm just saying some color name. I'm saying some color name now. Applied a, see there, style. You got it? Style attribute here. Okay. So like this, you have any additional attributes now, you can have. Tomorrow, you're using some .css file here. Class is equals to the name of the class. The name of the class. That is what. So for all of them, you'll find this HTML attributes. So don't be confused. HTML attributes means the attributes of your HTML can be used here now. In so many HTML attributes you learned in HTML classes. All those attributes you can put it in view and here. Again, anonymous type. Anonymous types. Are you clear? New of, and it is a anonymous type. How it works behind the screen. So this is what HTML attributes is. So are you clear with the third one? Object. Tomorrow I want my text box to be read only. Array, you require to apply the read only attribute now. Understood? Next. Same processing. You can give a default value. Third one, name, default value. You can use HTML attributes. Next, name. You want to show anything default there, you can show. What is it? In your SQL server, if you select save password, next time password is coming directly now. That only default value is. Okay, third one. HTML attributes. Are you clearer? So all controls same. So no need of learning all these things. Why? Intelligence is there now. When you type text box off, the list will come and show you what to pass there. Just to give an idea to you, that's all. When you go to your code here and you want to type anything, say @HTML dot text box. It will tell you all the code the text box now. Okay, what it requires, everything it is just going to tell you in this context now. Watch, guys. First overload. Second overload. Object, default value, that is. Name. Attributes. Format. You can give format, how the value should be, which format. I want to tell the format of the value should be DDMMYYYY. Some date format or something I want to tell now. That's what we call as string format. Like this, you can see all these things in the IntelliSense. Are you clearer? Okay, we can just use that like that. So no need of learning about each and every method. You know how to work with one method? Enough. Remaining all methods are same pattern. Attributes will be varying, that's all. We can check in the IntelliSense what will be the attributes you have. When we come to home after typing, yeah, it will clear you. Why will it be having the old values? HTML doesn't maintain the state of the values. When you come back, all the data will be lost there. Are you clearer, guys? Yes or not? Okay. So like this, we can just go for designing our things by using the HTML helper methods. With the help of the HTML helpers also now, we can start designing our code now. Okay, how you want, it is completely your choice, how you want to design the user interfaces. You can either use HTML controls or HTML helpers. Anything of your choice, no restriction. Okay. Well, guys, practice this first perfectly. I'll show you how to work with the HTML helpers. Is that clear? Okay. Be up to date here. Going forward, it will still new things will come up. Everything will become if you don't practice on time, finally you will be nothing. You will be gaining the knowledge. Okay. Do the practice first.